Welcome to the Tarryn Reeves Show, the podcast for elite entrepreneurs, visionary leaders, and high-impact CEOs who are ready to grow their brand, amplify their message, and build a legacy. I'm your host, Tarryn Reeves, multiple international best-selling author, publishing strategist, and founder of Automatic Authority Publishing and Press House. Each week, we dive into powerful conversations with trailblazing entrepreneurs and changemakers who are using storytelling to scale their business and impact. So grab your favorite drink, settle in, and get ready for a dose of inspiration, strategy, and the truth behind what it really takes to turn your wisdom into wealth. Alrighty, today's topic, creating compelling book launch strategies that actually work. Because here's the thing, writing a book doesn't change your business. Publishing a book doesn't even change your business. But launching a book strategically and intentionally, that's where everything shifts. That's how you go from author to industry authority. And if you're an entrepreneur sitting at 7 or 8 figures, you don't need another vanity project. You need a book that becomes a sales funnel, a stage magnet, and a credibility amplifier. So, by the end of this episode, you will know exactly how to create a launch strategy that not only sells books, but drives leads, builds brand authority, and creates a ripple effect in your business that lasts for years. So grab your coffee, your journal, whatever fuels your creativity, and let's dive in. Firstly, I want to talk about why your book launch matters. Imagine this. You've poured months, maybe years for some of you, into writing your book. You've edited, polished, designed the perfect cover. You hit publish and then crickets. No sales, no buzz, not a single new client in sight. Now, unfortunately, I see this all the time. Brilliant entrepreneurs who are leaders in their space create powerful books, but launch them in near silence. And silence is the death of authority. Here's the truth. The launch is not an afterthought. It's the moment your book gets its own voice. It's the bridge between your wisdom and the marketplace. Think of it like this. Would you launch a new product or service in your business without a strategy? Would you throw together a webinar or a program and just hope people find it? Of course you wouldn't. No. Yet too many entrepreneurs treat their book, which is the most powerful marketing machine they could ever create, as something that doesn't need a launch. Your book launch matters because it's not just about selling copies of your book, it's about positioning. When someone sees your book hitting bestseller lists, being talked about on podcasts or trending on LinkedIn, it really does signal credibility. And credibility translates to conversion. Credibility translates to conversion. What a strong launch does is it also creates momentum, and momentum builds perception. And perception, my friends, is everything. One of my clients launched her book and she landed a TEDx talk within 3 months. Another one turned her launch funnel into a consistent $50K a month revenue stream. Neither of them relied on book royalties because, I'm sorry, unless you happen to become a J.K. Rowling, who, by the way, also had a rocky start, you're not going to make your money back from book royalties. What these people did is they leveraged the launch as the key that unlocked the doors they'd been banging on for years. I'm talking paid speaking gigs. I'm talking high-level collaborations. I'm talking dream clients. I'm talking warmed up leads without having to send 50 DMs a day. Okay? The launch is the leverage. So let's talk about the 3 core goals that every launch really should have. When I build launch strategies with my clients, we always anchor the strategy around these 3 core goals. Number 1 is visibility, number 2 is credibility, and number 3 is profitability. I'll say that again. Visibility, credibility, profitability. So let's talk about visibility first. You need to get your book in front of the right people, not just any Tom, Dick, and Harry with a Kindle, but your dream clients, your peers, industry leaders, media people. Visibility isn't about being everywhere. It's about being in the right rooms with the right people. Then there's your credibility. Your book must position you as the authority in your niche. Bestseller status is not just a badge of honor, it's a positioning tool. When your bio reads #1 international bestselling author, doors open. It's that simple. Media pays attention, prospects take you seriously. And then there's your profitability. This is where entrepreneurs most often miss the mark. They think that book sales equal profit. They couldn't be more wrong. Your book is the front door. The real profitability comes when your book drives readers into your business ecosystem. I'm talking into your coaching, your programs, your services, your tech, whatever it is that you've got happening up in there. Your book is the front door. And when you align every launch activity with one of these three goals, visibility, credibility, profitability, your strategy stops being random and starts being revenue generating. Also, with launching, it's not just the day your book goes live. You want to be doing your pre-launch planning because this is where success is won. And it's an unsexy truth. Successful launches are built in the pre-launch phase. What you do before your book comes out determines everything else. So there are 4 steps here that I want to talk about. So step 1 is defining your big picture outcome. This is where most entrepreneurs skip ahead, and I must say that I'm guilty of it too, but you really must do this. They say, I just want to be a bestseller. Okay, great. But then what? That's just a bit of an ego stroke, don't you think? Do you want to land paid speaking gigs, fill your mastermind, build a list of 5,000 ideal clients? Your desired outcome dictates your strategy. Your desired outcome dictates your entire strategy. If you want speaking gigs, your launch should include media outreach and keynote pitches. If you want leads, your funnel needs to be watertight. If you want credibility, bestseller categories matter. If you want all 3, then your launch strategy needs to include all of these things. So get very, very clear on your desired outcome right from the get-go. Your next step is to start building your launch team. I call this the launch pod. Think of this as your street army. You need a group of people committed to supporting your launch. These could be clients, colleague, family, industry peers. And their single job is to buy the book, review the book, and spread the word. Okay? Buy the book, review the book, spread the word. Why is this so powerful? Because it's that age-old thing of social proof drives sales. People trust other people. They don't necessarily trust you. You're the author of the book saying it's good. What do other people say? A launch team of 50 people can create hundreds of reviews, shares, and word-of-mouth buzz that no amount of paid ads can replicate. Your step after getting your launch army together is to craft your launch assets. This is where the professional polish comes in. And at an absolute minimum, you need a compelling book description written like sales copy. You need a press kit, your bio, book synopsis, photos, and key talking points. And you need a funnel that moves people from buying the book to engaging with your business. I'm going to say these things again. At a minimum, your launch assets must include a compelling book description written like sales copy, because that's what it is. You need a press kit and you need a funnel because your book isn't just a book. Remember, it's your front end offer. So treat it like you would a high ticket sales page. And the final step in this pre-launch area is to seed the market early on. The most successful launches I've seen start, say, 6 months before the book comes out. Authors who treat their book like a Netflix series teaser campaign win. Share behind the scenes snippet, reveal the cover and stages, share mini lessons from your chapters. Make people anticipate your book. Bring them along for the ride. So that's your pre-launching. Now let's talk about launch week. And this is where the spotlight really is on you. And there are several strategies that I want to talk about here. Strategy one is your Amazon bestseller campaigns. And yes, bestseller lists matter, not because of royalties, but because of positioning. Imagine being introduced on stage as a number one best-selling author in 10 categories. That's an authority amplifier instead of, just here's Tarryn, she owns a publishing company. No, meet Tarryn. She's a number one international best-selling author in several categories across several different lists, etc. It's authority amplifying. I then want you to think about your second strategy as a podcast blitz. Before your book even comes out, I want you to line up interviews. Podcasts are intimate, targeted, and evergreen. Your book becomes the bridge into conversations that live online forever. Your third strategy is your live events. Host a virtual launch party, stream a Q&A, bring on collaborators. One of my clients hosted a virtual summit around his book and had 5,000 attendees. He sold out his coaching program in 48 hours with this strategy. It works. Another strategy, social media takeover. This is not the week for one flat post saying, oh, hey guys, my book is out. No, this is the week for reels, carousels, lives, emails, blasts, LinkedIn, strategic shares from your network, all of the things. Everywhere your audience looks, they should see your book. It must be everywhere. Take over social media like your life depends on it. And the fifth most important strategy is to have your partners. Partner promotions. Bundle your book with other offers. Ask peers to share it to their lists. Leverage affiliate networks. Entrepreneurs really do tend to underestimate the power of collaboration in launches, some of them anyway. So the key is compression. You want as much buzz as possible packed into one launch week. But it doesn't stop there. We're talking a long game. So let's talk about post-launch momentum, because I know that you're not silly enough to just go, oh, it's launched, hooray, hurrah, etc. This is an ongoing asset that you will continue to market. So launch isn't the end. It's literally just the beginning. So your book should remain a living, breathing asset in your business. Think about things like turning each chapter into a keynote talk, repurposing the content from your book into blogs, posts, mini trainings. Create a book funnel where readers opt in for bonuses. Pitch media with your best-selling author angle. Use testimonials and reviews as ongoing marketing assets. Okay, you can think of so many different ways to utilize your book in your business ecosystem. So one of my clients sold only 400 books at launch. And honestly, that's pretty normal. But every single book came with a QR code that led to a lead magnet. And that lead magnet added 300 new people to her high ticket coaching funnel. So that single launch has been producing 6 figures of revenue every year since she launched it, because we were smart and we were strategic about what we were doing. And that's the difference between launching for royalties versus launching for results. So I just want to talk about, before we wrap up, some mistakes to avoid. So I want to save you some pain and talk about the most common mistakes I see entrepreneurs make. And it's usually things like waiting until after publishing to think about launch. By then, it's too late. And then it's a shit fight to get things happening and to regain momentum. It's not impossible, but save yourself the pain and just be smart. Pre-launch, launch, post-launch. 3 really key components. The other mistake I see is that people are treating the book as the end game. Your book is the start. It's the entry point into your world, into your business ecosystem. The other mistake, ignoring reviews. Reviews drive Amazon's algorithm and credibility. It's why we guarantee reviews in our most base package. Social proof drives sales. Social proof drives the algorithm. Social proof drives credibility. And the other biggest mistake I would say is trying to do everything themselves. High-level entrepreneurs outsource expertise, and your book deserves the same expertise. Please don't do your covers in Canva. Please don't get your friend's high school English friend to edit it. No, your book deserves expertise, because if you stuff it up, you also stuff up your reputation. and there's just no point. So here's what I want you to do. Write down your ultimate goal for your book launch. Map out your pre-launch, launch, and post-launch strategies. Build your launch team and assets now, and decide today, will your book be just another title on the shelf, or will it be the machine that scales your business? Books don't just build credibility, they build empires, but only if you launch them strategically. So if you're serious about creating a launch that positions you as the authority, brings in clients, and builds unstoppable momentum, that's exactly what we do at Automatic Authority Publishing and Press House. Your story matters, your book is the bridge, and your launch is the moment that the world sees you as the leader that you really already are. Thank you for tuning in today. Share this episode with a fellow entrepreneur who's sitting on a book idea, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Until next time, write your story, lead your legacy. Thanks for tuning in to the Tarryn Reeves Show. If today's episode lit a fire in you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a story that could transform your business. If you're ready to write the book that positions you as the go-to authority in your industry, visit automaticauthority.com to find out how we can help you make it happen. Until next time, keep owning your story, leading with impact, and building a legacy.